Back on Good Morning Football, Jerry Jones set to join the show live from Dallas. They've got a huge game there tomorrow, but I got to ask you, Shreddy's coming back to the table. Kyle, any guesses on who is the face of the Shredder?
Nugent. Shred Nugent. Is that who you got? Motor City Madman?
Freddie Mercury, any guesses, you guys?
Ooh, Shreddy Murphy?
Shreddy Murphy might be
Renee Zell.
It doesn't work, Peter. Doesn't work.
Silva out in the newsroom and Culver. We'll be back in a sec.
All right, thank you, Kay, guys. Appreciate that. Well, let's start with the good news for the Jaguars here. They have won 4 of the last 5 matchups against the Buccaneers. In fact, the Bucs have never won a game in Jacksonville. They're 0-3 overall. But all that said, there's the bad news, and that is the Jags have lost 3 straight games and have yet to win since Nick Foles returned from injured reserve. They are averaging just a little over 16 points a game in those 2 games under Foles. He admits he's still getting comfortable in the offense, but feels they are still working on building a winning culture in Duval as well.
You know, just because you're losing and just because you're struggling doesn't mean you have a bad culture. A culture is built. Great teams are built in times like this. If you handle it the appropriate way, and that's sticking together and continue to move forward and not pointing fingers. But that's very hard to do in anything we do, in any organization, in any sport, because everyone always wants to point fingers and deflect blame. But we all have ownership in who we are right now. We all have ownership in the identity of the team at this moment. But we also have the opportunity as people to change who we are. And that doesn't happen overnight. It happens a little bit at a time. So I felt like today, if I assess what we did when we went out there and practiced, it was a step in the right direction. We just have to put another step in front of that one.
All right, positive thinking out of Foles there in Jacksonville. Meanwhile, Lions quarterback Jeff Driscoll dealing with a hamstring injury suffered in Sunday's loss to the Redskins, but he does say it's definitely gotten better each day. And with a short week, Driscoll's status, so for tomorrow's game against the Bears in jeopardy, David Blau received first-team reps on Tuesday and would get the start if Driscoll can't go. The man known as Duck is going to be under center once again for the Steelers. Devlin Hodges getting the starting nod over Mason Rudolph for Sunday's home game against the Browns. He replaced Rudolph at halftime of the win over the Bengals and instantly sparked the offense. He went 5 of 11 for 118 yards and a touchdown. Now, talk about team building. Hodges spent his off day this week, fittingly enough, duck hunting with teammate James Washington. So who needs paintball when you can go out duck hunting there? And that is what Devlin Hodges did with his teammate James Washington.
Does anybody eat duck for Thanksgiving?
No.
I don't think.
I'd be down. Anything better than turkey. I'm fine with that.
All right, easy on the turkey. Thank you so much, Selma.
Trash.
I have a take on that as well.
We'll get there.
We'll get
there. As you hit the stretch run toward your fantasy playoffs, I thought it would be the perfect time to bring back the Shredder to let you know which fantasy trends will continue, which projections hold true, and the Shreddy for today.
Okay, I haven't seen this. What do we got? What do we got, guys?
Shreddy whip.
Oh, look at that beautiful dollop. I love it.
Shreddy whip.
Oh, man.
We didn't see that coming.
Is this like Snozberries? Can I lick the paper? I like it.
Shreddy whip for everybody here at the old breakfast table.
Oh,
yeah.
the best.
And I hear somebody wants to ask me about Sam Darnold.
Okay. Yeah.
Go first on this one.
Go for it.
Okay, Sam Darnold will outscore all-world quarterback and MVP potential player Kirk Cousins this week. Darnold versus Cousins. If I'm starting in fantasy, who am I going with?
Okay, so these are all based on the rankings. We're looking at NFL.com. Take a look at where Sam Darnold's going. He is a QB1 on this list. He's the 12th guy, but Kirk Cousins is right there at the top 6. No, thank you. Cousins has the Seahawks in Seattle. They've allowed 6 touchdowns while picking off 7 passes over their last 6. What if I told you Sam Darnold is a top 3 fantasy quarterback these last 3 weeks?
I'd like it.
He is crushing it. 9 total touchdowns. Whatever he's doing is working for him.
Keep doing it.
Just 1 interception. This offense has been clicking. He's been on fire. I think Sam Darnold outscores Kirk Cousins. I'm not shredding this.
They bounce when you
like
don't
it.
they? They should bounce.
They got a little extra bounce.
Hey, sure, man. Take a licking and keep on ticking.
That's right, baby.
Come on.
I know that it's possible to manufacture some swimwear out of that material, too. I've seen a movie about it. Yeah. Okay, Josh Jacobs, let's talk the Raiders, will be held under 100 yards for the 2nd straight game.
I have him in off to the races, so I'm going to hope I shred this, and I will, because he's got a lot of 100-yard games under his belt. Looking at the rankings over at NFL.com and where he's going, I think he'll have a beautiful, brilliant bounce back, and I like where he is sitting there at 10. He's got the Chiefs. They've allowed over 100 total yards to 7 different running backs this year. They're the most generous to the position overall on the year. This is the week that Josh Jacobs says, hey, I might take that rushing title. So I feel like Jacobs with 4 100-yard games over the last 7 weeks, tied with Chubb and Christian McCaffrey over that span, gets it done. I'm going to shred this one.
Get it.
Okay.
Come on now.
Okay.
Let's
got
go.
it, Kay? You got it? You got it?
Yeah.
Go shred that one.
I got it.
All right. Finally, Kay. As the Pats travel to Houston, I propose that DeAndre Hopkins will have the best performance of any fantasy receiver against New England this season. So will he go off or will he get locked up like a Shredder prison?
We have him as a wide receiver 1 over at NFL.com. Take a look. He's actually inside the top 12 here. But listen, this is the Patriots that they're playing. The best game the Patriots have allowed to a wide receiver was way back in Week 6. It was Golden Tate in the slot who had a 100-yard game.
It's like one big pass, too.
Yes, DeAndre, that's exactly right. The 4th highest scoring receiver on the year. But Stephon Gilmore is no joke, coming off a complete shutout of Amari Cooper last week. I don't know, slot receivers like Tate, Cole Beasley, Randall Cobb have put up some numbers, but no outside receiver really has. No outside receiver even has more than 70 yards against this defense. I know we're trying to say DeAndre Hopkins is Edelman and they're moving the chains and he's this, slot guy all of a sudden. I don't buy it, but I don't think he has the best performance ever. No, I don't think he's getting 100 yards.
You don't think 100 yards?
Do you
I don't think he's at 100
okay,
yards.
do you think Will Fuller gets over 100?
Sure, you love Will Fuller, sure.
I'm just saying, it's a little bit different because he has those really big splash games. And if they're focused on stopping DeAndre, that type of speed, you can't contain.
I think they're all in Foxborough now and watch that segment we did where Schrag says the Niners have a better defense than the Patriots, and so they're going to bottle it.
Step up.
So I'm going to try this. I have one for you guys. You ready?
Go on.
Oh, yeah.
Come on
But
now.
now, Schrag, I don't know. Are you okay with doing this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a topical, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Thanksgiving turkey is delicious. You guys decide. I'm not deciding.
You know what? I like it. I like it because it might not be perfect in the moment, but the moment Thanksgiving is over, you can make a mean turkey sandwich.
If you coat it in enough butter, salt, and gravy, I can make this pen taste good. When the Pilgrims were around doing this thing, weren't there a few pigs they could chop up and then maybe do a ham for thing? Why the turkey? Trash. Trash. I don't like turkey. Trash.
I hate being so negative. I think we all have a good sentimental feeling for the turkey. But if you were asked, hey, if we were to get rid of turkey and make it pizza or make it hamburgers moving forward or make it Impossible Meat Burger, whatever you guys eat, I would say
Impossible Turkey,
whatever it's called.
Tofurkey.
I wouldn't miss
You guys,
I wouldn't
you
miss
guys
the
eat.
turkey. Yeah, I'm not Impossible or
So
anything.
Thanksgiving turkey is not delicious.
No,
I mean, gravy, all of that makes it.
Now we'll talk. I'll eat
Yeah.
the gravy with a straw
Gravy's
before the turkey.
Thanksgiving. All right,
Turkey
so I
is
guess
it's basically a spoon.
I don't know how
Gravy.
Twitter's
Ladle
gonna
to
feel
the
about
Sure,
it.
no, just ladle. Here we go. Boat, gravy boat.
Thanksgiving turkey's not delicious.
This was Shreddy whipped.
Shreddy whip.
All right, so we're gonna do a segment, all things whipped go into the shredder. Cause come on, guys, let's go. Come on, here we go. Uncle Scrooge.
Oh
I'm
my
in.
God.
Woo!
We'll be back.
Whipped.
Yeah.
You'll hear it
What?
here
You're
first.
not?
We have the exclusive
I was thinking a
reveal.
different type of whip.
Oh boy, of the players of the week, and we'll get get a massive guest. I hope he's watching right now. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones
All right.
joining us with a special.